5 a.m. In a few years, this man will die alone in a hotel room on the 33rd floor of a building in Manhattan, nearly broke, with FBI agents waiting outside his door for the notebooks they believe contain secrets powerful enough to change the outcome of a world war. He will be 86 years old, and the hotel maid will find him. And the strange thing, the thing that is hard to sit with, is that by then, the entire modern world will already be running on his work. The power in your walls, the way electricity moves from a dam to a city, the radio signal, the motor in almost every machine you have ever touched, all of it traces back to this man. And almost nobody, in the moment of his death, will know his name. But that is not today. Today is sometime in the 1930s, and Nikola Tesla is in his 70s. He is lying in room 3327 of the New Yorker hotel, flexing his toes in the dark 100 times per foot before he gets out of bed, because he read somewhere that it stimulates the brain cells. Excessive sleep, he believes, is a waste of time. He sleeps no more than 2 hours most nights. Instead, his mind leaps between ideas in the dark before the city outside has even begun to stir. His life is governed by strict, unbreakable rituals, particularly a lifelong obsession with the number 3. He chose this hotel because it runs on its own electrical generators, and he chose this room because 3327 is divisible by 3. Every hotel room he has ever stayed in must be divisible by 3. He walks around a city block 3 times before entering a building. He washes his hands 3 times in a row. He requires exactly 18 napkins stacked neatly on his dining table, because 18 is divisible by 3. He runs the water for his bath. First warm, then a long cold shower to activate the nervous system. He dresses meticulously. He is over 6 feet tall and barely weighs 140 pounds. He wears white gloves when he goes outside, a germaphobe in an era before the word exists in common use. He cannot stand the sight of round objects, especially pearls, and will refuse to speak to a woman wearing them. Nobody entirely understands why. He pulls on his coat, checks his appearance, and steps out of room 3327. 9 a.m. Tesla does not take a cab to work. He walks the half-mile from the hotel to his laboratory every single morning. The walk is where he works. It was on a walk in Budapest in 1882 that the idea for the rotating magnetic field came to him. He had been reciting poetry from memory when a vision appeared in his mind with such force and clarity that he stopped mid-sentence and drew the design in the sand with a stick. He could see it rotating. He could see it working. This is how Tesla invents. Not at a desk, not on paper, but in his head, moving through a private world of rotating gears and electromagnetic fields that nobody else can see. As he walks, he passes Bryant Park. There are pigeons here, and Tesla stops, as he does every morning, to feed them. He keeps bread in his pockets and knows which birds come to him regularly. There is one white pigeon, a female, that he speaks about the way a man speaks about someone he loves. He will say, years later, "I loved that pigeon as a man loves a woman, and she loved me. As long as I had her, there was a purpose to my life." Tesla has chosen deliberately to have no wife, no children, no close companions. The pigeon is, in its way, the closest relationship in his adult life. He tosses the last of the bread, watches the birds scatter, and keeps walking. 10 a.m. Tesla arrives at his laboratory. He works with a focus that his assistants describe as total. When Tesla is in the middle of a problem, he does not eat, skipping lunch entirely to avoid interrupting the rhythm of his mind. He does not stop to socialize. He does not seem to notice time passing. But what makes Tesla unusual is not his stamina. It is his method. Most engineers of his era work from blueprints. They sketch, they test a physical prototype, they adjust. Tesla does almost none of this. He visualizes an invention in complete detail, every component, every dimension, every moving part, and then runs it mentally. He watches it operate. He checks it for wear. He dismantles it in his imagination and inspects the parts. Only after months of mental refinement does he build anything physical. And when he does, it almost always works on the first attempt. His assistants have watched him stand motionless in the laboratory for long stretches, staring at nothing, and then snap back and begin making adjustments to equipment. He is not staring at nothing. He is watching something that only he can see. The visions began when he was a child. Blinding flashes of light that would arrive unbidden, and inside those flashes, detailed technical structures. Tesla came to understand these, not as hallucinations, but as a kind of cognitive engine his mind had developed to design the future. 3 p.m. Afternoons in the laboratory are for testing whether the morning's thoughts were right. And in Tesla's lab, the tests are terrifying. Enormous coils, the height of a man, crackle with artificial lightning. Bolts leap from electrode to electrode in sheets of blue-white light. The walls glow. The air itself seems alive. In his earlier years, his experiments were some of the most extreme ever conducted. His Colorado Springs laboratory, which he operated in 1899, produced some of the most extreme electrical experiments ever conducted on American soil. Standing at high altitude, surrounded by the lightning storms he had specifically sought out, Tesla built the largest coil ever constructed, nearly 50 feet in diameter, and used it to generate bolts of artificial lightning over 130 feet long. Light bulbs glowed wirelessly within 30 meters of the coil. People and horses in the surrounding fields received unexpected shocks simply from walking on the ground. The experiments induced currents powerful enough to damage generators at a power plant several miles away. The equipment he was running eventually overloaded the local power company's generator and knocked out electricity across the town. His Wardenclyffe Tower project was meant to be the first node of a global wireless transmission system. Not just communication, but power itself, broadcast through the earth and sky, available to anyone on the planet for free. He believed the earth could be used as a conductor, the ionosphere as a reflector. He wanted to end energy poverty at a stroke. But his investor, J.P. Morgan, could not figure out how to meter free electricity and charge for it, so he withdrew his funding. Wardenclyffe was abandoned, the tower eventually demolished and sold for scrap. What remained was the ruin of what might have been one of the most consequential projects in human history. Tesla went on. He always went on. 6 p.m. 3 times a week, on the walk back from the laboratory, Tesla stops at a barbershop. He does not go for a haircut. He goes for a 30-minute scalp massage, which he considers essential to his well-being. He is precise about this, as he is precise about almost everything. He has his preferred barber, his preferred chair, his preferred duration. He tips generously. He is, in his personal conduct, unfailingly courteous. 8:10 p.m. Tesla dines promptly at 8:10 in the evening. Not 8 o'clock, not 8:15, 8:10. The head waiter at his hotel is the only person permitted to serve him. This is not rudeness. This is order. Tesla's life is built from hard structural elements that cannot be moved without something collapsing. He dines alone, as he almost always does. He once said he did not think you could name many great inventors who were married men. He meant it as a compliment to his work, and perhaps as an honest accounting of the cost. His dinner is light: vegetable soup, bread, honey. He does not drink alcohol or smoke. The meal is functional, fuel, not pleasure. Every one of the 18 napkins stacked beside him is used to clean his cutlery and glassware before he takes a single bite. After dinner, he does not go upstairs to sleep. He goes back to the laboratory. 10 p.m. The city is quieting by the time Tesla returns to work, and this is exactly how he prefers it. The night empties the world of interruption. Tesla is easily disturbed by noise. Certain sounds cause him genuine physical pain, a hypersensitivity that has troubled him since childhood. He thinks more clearly in the absolute silence that begins after 10. He has described the experience of invention as the greatest feeling available to a human being. He once wrote, "I do not think there is any thrill that can go through the human heart like that felt by the inventor as he sees some creation of the brain unfolding to success." Such emotions make a man forget food, sleep, friends, love, everything. He was not exaggerating. Midnight. He walks back through a city that is mostly asleep. A city illuminated by the very currents he dreamed up in the dark.